We are back and we are looking at the south and eastern side of Brisbane in today's video. We're going to be sharing with you the hot spots, the not spots, where there's value in this current market, and what locations you might want to buy as an owner-occupier and an investor. My name's Luke and I run a specialist buyers agency here focused in southeast Queensland. We've been buying professionally in this market the last 5 years, and I want to share with you my insights on the market as it stands today. So we are back on the infamous realestate.com, and we're going to be taking a look at sold listings on the southern side of Brisbane today. So we're going to look at the south and we're going to look at the Brisbane East region. Not Brisbane City, Brisbane East. Now I always like to look at a map view, and you can see here we've got the eastern region and we've got the south region. We'll be covering the west region somewhat in another video, as well as Ipswich and Redland Bay. But today we're going to be focusing on this south side. You can see where this outlines lie, and this eastern side up towards Wynnum and Manly. Now, one of the things I like to do is specifically narrow down the brief. So we're going to be looking at houses. We're going to start with a sold date in the last 3 months, and we're going to be looking specifically for blocks on greater than 300 square meters. We're going to hit search there. Now, the first thing I want to do is see what price points you can buy. So in this eastern region, you've got really blue chip locations, even some acreage properties. And again, you've got some great schools here on the south side. Now we're going to draw the line here at Rochedale South, because that's where Logan starts, and no further south than Parkinson, which is the south side of Brisbane. So let's put in a price parameter here. We're just going to start looking at what you can get for $1 million in terms of housing stock. I think you'll find we lose almost everything. So you can see here, you can't buy on the south side of Brisbane for sub $1 million unless you're starting in our more affordable locations. So you can't buy in Callumvale, Stretton, Sunnybank Hills or Algester. You can buy, however, in locations like Acacia Ridge. So for $950K, there are sales going in locations like Acacia Ridge for a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home on 607 square meters for $950,000. You know, this house has been renovated, it's clearly in decent condition, but Acacia Ridge has been historically a lower socioeconomic area. It had a lot of housing commission, it's had higher crime rates, it's got a commercial airport near it as well, and a lot of commercial property around it too. There's a huge amount of housing developments and townhouses and student accommodation going into Acacia Ridge. So just be very wary of that if you're going to spend close to $1 million to break into this market. You're really not going to find many other opportunities unless they're in compromised locations. So this property, being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, looks like it's right on the train line and right on a swamp or a creek as well. So unless you're buying in a compromised location, you're not going to be able to buy sub $1 million. Let's increase this to a budget of $1.3 million and see what other options come up. So now at $1.3 million here on the south side of Brisbane, it brings in locations like Pollara, Heathwood, Parkinson, Stretton and Sunnybank. Now there are some really strong communities in these areas. We've got a strong Chinese community, a strong Indian community, because there's some great schools like Sunnybank, for example, and Runcorn have some of the best Chinese food and really strong Chinese communities as well in these locations. Stretton State School is a very popular school as well. There's also some really large homes in Callumvale. So this is the kind of property you could buy in Callumvale for around that $1.3 million, a 455 square meter block, 4-bed, 2-bath home, brick veneer, and a nice renovated interior. You can see that it's got retaining walls outside, so not a huge yard space on this smaller block, but a neat and tidy home. And this kind of property would be more of a blue chip play that would appeal to an owner-occupier or an investor who wants a set and forget asset. As we move north of these locations, we've got McGregor, Mount Gravatt East, Holland Park, and then you've got the train line side. So let's come over to this side. If we increase the budget now to 1.6, this is where you'll start seeing a lot more property sales come through. So this is a very popular area. If we switch to a satellite view here, you'll see that's the main motorway here. So we've spoken briefly about the more commercial areas. You can see all the commercial property here around Acacia Ridge. Then we've spoken about Sunnybank and Callumvale. You can see all these orange rooftops, which is a infill or 2000s builds in these locations. And then we get to the more original areas. So your Mount Gravats, your Mansfields, your Upper Mount Gravats and Holland Park Wests. These locations are very owner occupied and they sell for a premium at the moment. So for around that $1.3 to $1.5 million, you're breaking into these areas. So for around that 1.3, you're getting a 3-bed, 1-bath property in Mansfield for 1.36 million with a nice house. Now, Mansfield is one of the most popular locations in Brisbane. It's located on that south side and it's got Mansfield State High School catchment. Now, the catchment is very popular with all types of families because that's one of the premier schools here, premier state schools that you can send your children to. So a lot of the houses now are selling north of $1.2 million, and nicer ones like this one, which are renovated, even though it's a basic size home on a reasonable block, it's not a huge home by any means, are selling around that 1.3, 1.35. You can see this is walking distance to that very popular state school, Mansfield State. And so these areas have gone up a lot in terms of price in the last 3 to 5 years. Now, where I used to live is a bit north of that. So if we switch back to a map view, I lived north, so I lived in Greenslopes. So that's where my family home was built. And houses in Greenslopes, even a 2-bed, 1-bath home on a smaller block, are now selling for $1.4 million. So as you get closer to the city, that price point shoots up significantly. And so you can see this is a nice little Queenslander. It's a nicer version of what Emily and I bought when we first bought our house in Greenslopes. And now a renovated copy, as you can see here on a 400 square meter block, is selling for 1.4. Now, if this was to be raised and turned into a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2-car home, you'd expect this to sell about 2.4, which is largely in line with what it would cost to turn this into a 5-bed, 3-bath property, another $1 million. So that's exactly what I did on our house, and we would have gotten dollar for dollar in terms of the project cost. So as we zoom out here, you can see when you're coming to that full south side, there are some more expensive areas, but then there's some cheaper areas closer in. This is also mirrored by locations like Coopers Plains, Maruka, Yeronga-Pilly, Yeronga and Annerley. So we've spoken about Wishart, Upper Mount Gravatt, Holland Park and Greenslopes. Then we've got locations like Yeronga-Pilly, Maruka, Annerley and Yeronga. So the reason that these areas are a little bit cheaper is they're located closer to the train lines. They're also located on floodplains. So you can see the Brisbane River here. So you've got busway, train lines, and essentially slightly lower socioeconomics. What's happening, however, is locations like Salisbury, Nathan, Tarragindi are significantly gentrifying. Tarragindi in particular is going through the roof in terms of price points. You can see here on Monash Road, this property sold for $1.6 million. And you'll see if I increase the price point to $2 million, there'll be more sales coming through in Tarragindi, 1.6, 1.7. So locations like Tarragindi in particular, this pocket in particular, are very expensive. Now, more affordable properties closer to the city would be Annerley, Yeronga-Pilly and Fairfield. So Fairfield and Dutton Park in here. And it gets more expensive on the other side of the highway with Greenslopes, Holland Park, Mansfield, Mount Gravatt. The interesting thing is it then gets higher again. So it's pockets within pockets. Cheapest pockets down here, expensive pockets in communities in Sunnybank Hills, McGregor and Robertson. A step up in price closer to the city. And then we drop down in price a little bit on the train line and the flood affected side. Then we jump up again in price in terms of Carina, Camp Hill, Cooperoo and Stones Corner and Norman Park. Now Stones Corner is going to have a lot more apartments, but areas like Cooperoo, Camp Hill, Carina Heights and Carindale are very expensive. You can see here, I've got sales up to $2 million. Let me just take the price cap off. And you see, bang, there's all the sales coming in Carindale. So all going to be north of $2 million from the looks of it. $3.3 million. So Carindale, interestingly, is an area that is north of $2 million, whereas closer in at Holland Park, you can buy for, there's $3 million in Holland Park, but you should be able to buy for, they're all going to be north of $3 million, 1.6. So there are sales in Holland Park West that are 1.6. But as you can see, there's massive sales now. And this is this urban redesign. These are these new builds, knockdown rebuilds, new properties, which are selling for an absolute premium. So this one looks like one of those new builds. It's a fully brand new home on a good sized block, swimming pool, massive house, making the most of the block and entertaining, swimming pool wrapping around the house. Parquetry floor, so that, wishbone floor laying there. not parquetry, but wishbone floor laying, beautiful new house. And you can see that these houses are selling for an ultra premium. And this is where we're starting to get Sydney prices here in southeast Queensland. You're starting to get really high prices, really big homes in those inner city areas. And that's why buying a property not far away for 1.6 mil could be a good decision, because you're getting good land value, and someone down the track might knock this 70s house, 80s house down, 1970s, 1980s house down, and build a beautiful palatial home on blocks like this. So that's why you want to buy in these areas with these more basic homes, which is still functional, still livable, still rentable, but potentially park your money in a block like this to rebuild down the track. So Carindale is a good example of houses selling for that ultra premium, again in that $3 million range now. Very owner-occupied driven. Carindale was largely built in the 2000s, and this is a big block, 1,000 square metre block, big house, selling north of $3 million at this point. So you can see how much prices have risen, because houses like this would have been $1.5 million 5 to 7 years ago. So they've over doubled in price in the last 5 to 7 years. And it's really because there's only so many houses like this available. There's only so many houses in these areas. Scarcity is the big player here. Scarcity is there and demand is there for these types of properties to get prices around that $3.4 million. As we come north of there, you're then moving into areas which are affected by airport noise, but also very owner-occupied. So Balmoral, Balmain, Hawthorn. You've got Cannon Hill, which has got a great school there, Cannon Hill College. And then this is your Bayside train line. So this runs out to Cleveland. This runs out to Cleveland Station. And these are locations like Murray along the water. Now, Bulimba and Hawthorn are very affluent areas, but they are affected by a lot of traffic, a lot of road. There's a lot of road and infrastructure going on there, and a lot of airport noise as well. I lived in Morningside for a short period of time, and the airport noise was pretty crazy because the flight path is right over these areas here. As we move out to the bay, you've got locations like Wynnum, Manly, Manly West, and then you've got your acreage properties at Gumdale and Ransom and Chandler as well. So these properties are going to be crazy prices. A starting price on the acreage properties would be north of $3.5 million for a big plot of land. But I've seen sales, $5, even $10, $15 million in these locations. And this is a very basic property in Chandler selling for $3.6 million. The Bayside has a lot more of an elderly community. There are some more retirees along the bay, as you kind of expect, but a lot of families are moving into these locations because you get a breeze from the bay, you've got the train line. So buying with proximity to the bay and buying near the train line could be a really good play. So for $2.1 million on a 405 square metre block, this could be a great kind of blue chip deal. You can see you've got views of the bay, a nice home, a swimming pool out the back, small frontage, but well-presented property, very livable. So these type of deals could be the types of deals that people want to park money in because you've got views of the bay, you've got a decent-sized house on a smaller block, but you've got scarcity, you've got access to the train and access to lifestyle and schools as well. So Wynnum Manly has always been an area that we've bought in the buyer's agency for the right type of client, especially a client that wants blue chip and scarcity. Buying with that on the northern side or the northeastern side of the train line can be a really good play if you've got the money to do it. The more affordable pockets for your first home buyers and your investors potentially could be Wynnum West and Manly West, which are the inner corridors of these locations. So you can buy between that $1.2 to $1.5 million price point, which is very common for us in the buyer's agency. And you can see that you're going to get value. You're getting a good block size, a low set brick home, even granny flat potential on some of these sites if you get the right access and the right size block. This block's a little bit, you'd ideally want the house forward a little bit, but that's okay for a granny flat. And again, you're not too far from the amenities of the bay and the lifestyle and the schools and the trains, but you are a little bit more inconvenient, but more suburban. You've got your local shopping centres nearby, and there's some good opportunities there close to, the Bayside State School. Now, it's very hard for me to go into ultra detail in these areas, but that kind of gives you an overview of the south and a bit of the Bayside or the eastern side of Brisbane. So to wrap that up, we've got Sunnybank Hills and Stretton with good schools and, bigger palatial homes. You've got locations like Acacia Ridge, Archerfield, Rocklea, Urungapilli, Fairfield, and Annerley, which have flood affected areas in some cases, train lines and a slightly lower price points. Then you're moving to the highway where you've got locations like McGregor, Mount Gravatt, Wishart, Mansfield, Holland Park, Greenslopes, which are on that metro line. into the city, on the motorway line into the city, and a higher in price point. Then you step up in price. So you've got Carindale, really expensive areas, Coorparoo, very expensive, rebuilds in Camp Hill in particular. Then we move into areas which move onto that northeastern train line, so east out towards Cleveland. You've got to be wary of the airport noise here. Really good value along the bay here, a lot of knockdown rebuilds and infill development. Then you've got your Bayside, so your potentially retirees and families lifestyle. Your value pockets in these locations. Tingalpa and Wakerley fall into the same pockets as Manly West and Wynnum West. And then you've got your acreage properties out here at Chandler and Gumdale. It's very hard to go through every single suburb in these videos because there is so much going on in this Southeast Queensland market, but that just shows you price points. So you're probably looking at a starting price point around that $1.1 to $1.2 million to break into Brisbane on the south or the eastern side, and then ideally creeping up to a budget of 1.5 if you want higher quality areas. And then if you're an owner-occupier, pushing up to that $2 to $3 million, depending on the scarcity, the land, the location, the size of block, and the amenities that you're looking for in the home. To give you context, my family home that Emily and I built in Greenslopes would value around that $2.2 to $2.4 million, probably sell realistically closer to that 2.4 on the current market, and bank value at 2.2. But that gives you a view of the owner-occupied properties, and that property was a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-car home, only about 4 to 5 Ks from Brisbane City. So we've covered a lot of ground here today. I hope you got value out of the insights and thoughts and price points and recent sales in the last 3 months in these regions. If you'd like me to cover areas like Redland Bay, Gold Coast, Ipswich, West Brisbane, you leave a comment down below saying more, and I'll cover the area that gets the most likes next here on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing this as a series. Every week I'm going to look to try and release a new location discussion video. And then once we cover a lot of the areas in Southeast Queensland, then we're going to shift to then we're going to shift to Melbourne, I should say, not the Gold Coast. I'll do the Gold Coast as well. And then we're going to shift to Melbourne, talking about Geelong, North Melbourne, South Melbourne, East Melbourne, West Melbourne. Same concept, same idea. So if you love these videos, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and head over to purposeproperty.com.au if you're looking for a Brisbane or a Melbourne buyer's agent. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.